Welcome to barbecuecoach.com. Today I'm going to be doing a rotisserie chicken. One of the main reasons why I'm doing a rotisserie chicken today is because I went out on the internet to try to find a good recipe for it, and I really couldn't find a good one, or one that had the complete instructions, or most of the recipes were just in my opinion were flat out wrong. And if you followed the recipe, you'd end up with a fast roasted chicken, not quite done on the inside and not tender. And it just, in my opinion, a rotisserie chicken should be cooked low and slow over a medium heat with the lid off. So let's get started today, and I'll show you how to do a rotisserie chicken the right way. We're going to start out with about a 5-pound chicken. And first thing we're going to do is truss it up. Clean it up a little bit and then truss it up. You don't want your wings and legs flying all over the place when you're trying to cook this thing up. First thing you need to do is remove all the giblets. They call them giblets, and it's basically the liver and neck and all that. It's inside the chicken cavity. Take all that out. Looks pretty clean. There's some excess skin right here I'm going to cut off. You can save these if you want to. I go crabbing with the chicken necks. My wife makes soup and that kind of stuff with them. But I'll throw them away today. First thing, give it a good rinse. Inside the cavity especially, and the outside. That ought to do. Okay, I'm going to show you how to truss this chicken up. But before we do that, we're going to put some seasoning on some places where you can't get the seasoning to it after you truss it up. So like right here in the inside part of the wings and legs, and of course in the cavity here. I'm going to be doing sort of a Filipino style chicken. Rotisserie chicken is very popular in the Philippines. I spent a year there, and you got a rotisserie stand on every corner just about in the Philippines, and they basically marinate it in a soy sauce type thing, and then they use this lemongrass. This stuff tastes just like lemons, and they put that in the cavity. That's what I'm going to do today. Dip off some of this. Oop, that one got away. You can put lemons in here, limes, all kinds of stuff. Anything you want, any kind of seasoning. I'm going to use some of my Chatham Artillery Barbecue Southwest rub. Just get that inside the cavity. Sprinkle some generously in there. Throw your lemongrass in there, or your lemon wedges, lime wedges. Anything else you want in there. I'll put a couple of rosemary sprigs in there. Stuff it with whatever you want, and then hit your places that are going to be tied up, you know, with some rub. We'll put some more on later. This is my new rub, by the way. You can get it in my barbecue store. Now it's time to truss this up, and then we'll put on some more seasoning. So get you some of this butcher's twine. Find the midpoint of about a 5 foot long string. Start out with your legs pointing towards you, and you want the breast side up. Get the midpoint and wrap it right around that neck bone there. Then come up right above the wings and around the breast like that. And you want to, right here on the other side, you want to do a surgeon's knot, which is 3 loops. Actually, it's 2 loops. Yeah, it pulls it breast nice and tight up like that. Do one more loop on top of those 2 loops to secure it. Now what you want to do with these ends here, go underneath the leg, the end of the leg, and over this side of the breast, and this one can go underneath this leg and over to this side of the breast. Go right into that nub on the wing and pull it tight, pull the legs tight. Then turn it over. I like to go right underneath this neck bone again. And on top of the neck bone, just tie another surgeon's knot. Pull it all tight. That'll keep that from sliding back down this way. Then just go right over like that. Flip it back over and tie another surgeon's knot right on top of the legs there. 2 loops on the bottom. And then 1 on top. Cut off the excess. You got a nice little package there ready to go. Your seasonings on the inside. What I'm going to do now is put it on the spit. Put one of your forks right here on this side. Let me measure that, make sure I got it about right. Oh, that ought to work. Then just stick it right through the center. Then put your other fork on. The object here is to keep this thing from spinning and flopping around while it's cooking. Tighten up your nuts. And then put the rest of your seasoning on. Don't be shy with this stuff. Put a good coating on there. This stuff's good on chicken, ribs, pork butts, and brisket. Won 8 grand championships with it. Alrighty. Now, you can actually fit 2 chickens on this spit, or a turkey or whatever you want to put on there. Usually they're going to be a little lopsided, so I'm going to show you how to balance this thing. Okay, this is how you balance the chicken, balance the whole spit. Just take your motor off of there on that end and just set this on here so it is able to rotate freely. And as you can see, the breast is heavier than this side, so it hangs down. And you can actually fit 2 chickens on here. With 2 chickens, it's going to be a little bit more lopsided than just with 1 chicken, or if you've got a turkey on here. It's a lot heavier on one side in order to, balance it out so the motor runs more freely. They give you this weight, which you put on the handle here. And just let it roll freely, and as you can see, the breast goes down, and so you want to put this up to offset that weight. You can put it up higher if you got a big turkey on here or something, or lower if you got a small chicken, and just tighten that up so it's facing up, and now you got a well balanced chicken. One thing I don't have time to do today is marinate this chicken, but it really needs to be marinated. I use a Moore's marinade. Just put it in a Ziploc bag and put the Ziploc bag in a foil pan, or so it doesn't leak all over your refrigerator if it leaks. And marinate it for about 8 hours. Flipping about halfway through or several times throughout the marinade, and just what you really want to do with lechon manok, which is what the Filipinos call it, lechon manok, is marinated in a soy sauce, or half Moore's marinade and half soy sauce, or better yet, Moore's has a teriyaki sauce, a teriyaki marinade, which would be great with this recipe. Just go to the store and get you some Moore's teriyaki marinade and marinate your chicken in that. I'm sure that will turn out well. So I don't have time to do all that, but marinate your chicken beforehand. Put your lemon or lemongrass inside the cavity with whatever spices you want, and use your favorite rub on the outside, or this Southwest rub, and you're good to go. Let me get the coal started. Okay, we're ready to put the chicken on and throw our coals in there. What you want to do is start out with 1 full chimney. Just throw them in there and sort of line them up parallel with the bar, spit. About one layer deep is good. You don't need a. That's about all the coals you'll need. It's always a good idea to wear heat resistant gloves when you're handling this spit, because it's especially after it's been on here a while, it's hot. Just get it in the motor there and turn it on as quickly as possible because you don't want it to burn. We're good to go. Sprinkle on a little bit more Southwest while it's turning. Now let's talk about the pit setup here for a second. If you were to put this lid on, that pit temperature in there will shoot up way over 450 degrees in no time at all. Probably closer to 500 degrees. In my opinion, that's way too hot. I mean, if you want to roast a chicken, put it in the oven. Yeah, this is shooting way on up there real quick. It'll get real hot with this lid on, so I prefer to keep the lid off. If you want to put the lid on and get it done quicker, don't use as many coals to start with, maybe half a chimney. Open the vents in the bottom of your kettle grill all the way, and if you put the lid on, open the vents in your lid all the way. And right like this is probably, I'll put this right over there, sort of. This temperature right here is maybe in the, right now I just put a bunch of coals on there, but it normally is in the 250 to 300 degree range. This is going past 250 right now. Yeah, it's about 300 degrees right now, which is just about perfect for what we're doing. We want to slow roast this, not hot fast. You know, not hot and fast. We want to. This is going to basically take 4 hours. Remember the vents in the bottom of my kettle grill all the way open. I just got one chimney in there. I got a bucket here of flavor wood I can throw on there. Probably best to do some, it's been soaking for about an hour. Just throw it right on top of the coals. Best use like a fruit wood for the chicken, or like cherry or apple. You can use anything you want though, hickory, mesquite, pecan. If you got two of these chickens on there, make sure your coals down in there go all the way to the edge. Because if you got two of these chickens on there, it'll come all the way to the edge of your ring, and you want to get some heat way over there on the edge too. So make sure your coals are spread all the way out. And that's about it. Well, you'll have to come out here once an hour and throw you know, about 10 to 20 more briquettes on there to keep the heat going. And this is going to take about 4 hours to cook this chicken this way. And it'll just it'll be so tender and moist, it'll just fall apart. One thing I do want to mention is all that stuff on the internet will tell you to put a foil pan right underneath the chicken and put your coals on the outside, sort of trying to set up indirect heat. I don't like that method. I tried that, and the chicken was ice cold. I mean, all the heat was coming straight up without the lid on, you know. It might work with the lid on, but with the lid off, your heat came straight up out of here and didn't work at all. I mean, it was underneath the chicken was ice cold. The reason they tell you to put the pan in there is so it doesn't drip and catch on fire, you know. But that's the beauty of a rotisserie. It doesn't drip. It's not supposed to drip. If you stop that motor, yeah, it'll start dripping. But if you keep that motor going, which you're supposed to do, it will not drip. It will just self-baste itself, and that's the beauty of rotisserie cooking. This thing will start, juices will start coming out and getting on the outside of that chicken, caramelizing and self-basting. They won't drip off. They'll just keep rolling around on the outside of the skin. And you know, there is a big, you know, you ever seen those Ferris wheel type rotisserie things where your chicken just sits on there like that and it doesn't turn? Well, that's not really rotisserie cooking, because the whole point in rotisserie cooking, in my opinion, is rotate the meat so the drippings stay on the chicken and they don't drip off. You'll get, with the Ferris wheel, you get a little drippage from one chicken to the other or one rib to the other, but it's not true rotisserie cooking. So just keep that motor running for 4 hours. Come out here about once an hour and throw on some more coals and we'll be good to go. Okay, 1 hour has gone by and we're just going to reload on some of these charcoal briquettes down here. Doesn't need a whole lot, as you can see, but I'll just throw about, you just want to basically keep one layer down there in the bottom. Just throw some down in there. I'm probably using about 20. And I'll do it for the next hour. I'll throw a few more chunks of wood on there too. And that ought to do it for the next hour. That's all you got to do every hour. As you can see, it's not burning. It's just turning a nice golden brown. Working out nicely. Juices are starting to flow and do some self-basting. One thing I want to mention right now is if you did want to baste your chicken, I don't recommend doing that for the first couple hours or 3 hours, maybe the last 30 minutes to 60 minutes. The reason is all that most basts, that you would use contains sugar, and you don't want to put that on too early, or to start caramelizing and burning. So maybe get you a spray bottle or something like that and hit it with some apple juice, and maybe apple juice and soy sauce mixture, or just plain soy sauce or teriyaki. Only during the last 30 to 60 minutes, just so it doesn't burn. I wouldn't use a mop or a brush or anything like that on here, because that would, knock off all your rub if you used a mop. So I would just get you one of those, go down to the garden center at your hardware store and get you a spray bottle, maybe one of those pump up spray bottles. Okay, our chicken's been on for 2 hours, and I'm gonna go on a few more briquettes here. Like I said before, you just want to try to keep one good layer going at all times there. And remember, if you're cooking 2 chickens on a spit, get your charcoal way up to the edge there, so it gets your chicken will be way out here. So you want to get your charcoal way up to the edge. Throw on a few more flavor wood. And that's it. 1 more hour, we'll put on some more briquettes, which will be our last batch of briquettes. And as you can see, it's turning a nice golden brown. Nothing's burning there. Nice and low and slow. All the juices are starting to flow and do some self-basting. Looking good. Okay, it's been 3 hours, and I noticed some of my coals on this end have gone out, so I'm going to move some of the hot stuff over here. Let that start catching on. Throw some more coals on there. In order for them to catch, they got to be touching one that's lit. So this ought to get me through the next hour, and then we'll be done. That ought to work. I'll throw my last flavor wood on here. Still looking good. Notice how it's not getting burnt on the outside, and still self-basting real nicely. This chicken will just melt in your mouth. It'll be so good. Okay, it's been 4 hours now, and I'm going to turn the rotisserie off with here real quick. And whenever you're cooking chicken, you always want to make sure it's done. Just stick a probe in the breast. Or you can stick it in the thigh. You want it to be at least 165. As you can see, it's starting to flame up now. Once I turned off the rotisserie, didn't flame up the whole 4 hours I was using the rotisserie though. You don't want to leave it not rotating for long. Yeah, it's 165. That's perfect. So I'm just going to take this off of here. Make sure you got your heat resistant gloves on. You want to let this rest about 15 minutes before cutting into it. Just pull the spit out. Take your string off. Oh, this smells good. Okay, this has rested about 15 minutes, and basically you want to pull the legs out and just look for the joint in there. They almost, as you can see, it just fell apart. Skin. Skin's the best part. Pull this leg out. Just breaks apart easily at the joint. Just cut right through at the joint. Take that thigh and do the same thing. Just pull it out like that. Or to cut this skin away and try to cut it right down there at the joint. There you go. Same thing with the wing. Just falls right off. There's the thigh. And for the breast, you just slice it right down the middle. You can, these poultry shears help a lot too. Just get in there and cut those bones. Like that. What I like to do with these breasts is just cut them right in half like that. Shoot. There you go. Give that a taste test. Falls right off the bone. Nice and tender. As you can see, it's moist as can be. Just melts in your mouth. Great flavor, great smoke flavor. Rotisserie chicken the right way. Low and slow.